Welcome to the desert of the real.
This is Queenie Farmer calling.
Peace, Queen. How you doing?
I tease everybody. I call to answer that challenge. I call in, damn it.
Thank you.
I'll call into the show because, I was reading the title of the program, and it talked about the myth of job creation. And, brother, it's exactly what it is. It's a myth. Because in order to have jobs, you got to have industry. Right? All the industry has literally left. So, the manufacturer, we actually make shit in America now. Well, they don't do that anymore. And now the technological, jobs that we have, they're even being shipped over somewhere else. So when I hear politicians stand before us and, debate each other about job creations, I'm like, well, what type of industries are you bringing back here where we create shit that has a stamp on it that says made in the good old USA, where you can employ people of the damn USA? All of that is some BS. That's some talking head BS when they start talking or all of the jobs are going to be like they were when we were picking cotton. Service type jobs. That's what they call them, brothers. They call them service jobs, right? But they're low-paying, low-skilled jobs that they create, like people standing in the street with a yellow thing on to stop cars and shit, but they're not really, trained officers or anything like that like it used to be. So those are the jobs that they're talking about creating. But job creation means that you're building industry that actually creates something that people use not only in the U.S., but that can also be exported. So as your title says, it is a myth. It's a myth, and they got every politician that runs on a platform promising jobs, and they know damn well they can't deliver.
That's right.
Bottom line.
And we're reaching a very unique point in our history right now, because before, when a job would be eliminated, it would be absorbed into the workforce by another job. But we're reaching a point now where, like you said, the manufacturing, even those low-level service jobs are being replaced by automation. Exactly.
I mean, after a while, remember this movie called Soylent Green a long time ago, where they'd begun to feed the people these little square green things or whatever, but actually they were people that they were making into these square green things. I mean, after a while, man, we ain't going there. We got grocery stores now, but I mean, after a while, they're going to be manufacturing your food, and you're going to stand in a line like they did in Russia and all those other countries where they had economic problems and the government had to feed people. And that's exactly where they're headed. I mean, it's just unbelievable that, that we are continually falling for these political talking heads with their promise of jobs. Jobs mean you're bringing industry back to the U.S. Industry is gone, and it ain't coming back. They found cheaper labor. And unless the people here are going to bow down for cheaper labor, which means they're going to have to lower some of their standards of living, which people ain't going to want to do. They'd rather just sink right down into poverty rather than give up their standard of living. Unless people are willing to work for $5 and $6 an hour, you know what I'm saying, those industries are going to, no, not $5 or $6 an hour, $1 or $2 an hour. Those industries are going to stay where they are in those countries where people will work for $1 and $2 an hour. So they're not coming back. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and so
right.
for those of us who are at the what we call the lower rung of the ladder, and my suggestion is to get off the damn ladder. But for those of us who are, at the lower parts of society, I'll put it that way, we're going to suffer the worst. You know what I'm saying? But see, one thing I can say about black people, we have always been resilient. So I always have hope that, I always have a hope that we'll survive this shit, because we're the original people. And when you start knocking off the original people, everybody else go fall too. So we have these conspiracies about, they're trying to get rid of black people. That'll never happen because they need our very bone marrow. They need our blood. They need every part that we have. You know what I'm saying? So, and they can't store enough of it. So that's why they keep begging us for the shit. So, as we watch these things unfold, I don't know what kind of programs, because I don't have a clue. I'm just going to tell you, I don't know what to do as far as, what I can do, to try to, make things better. I don't know. I don't know what kind of jobs even we can create, to make for our, to create an industry for ourselves, because we certainly don't like African clothes. I know I do, but, if everybody will just make them and wear them and just do intertrade, I mean, we'll come out on top. But, we don't think collectively like that. So, I guess we'll just follow the big boat in our little canoe with our oars in the water as well. I don't know, brother. I don't.
Well, that's above my pay grade, too. I mean, but I don't hear anybody who's calling themselves a representative or leader addressing this at all.
Nope. No, they're not.
If you think about it politically, what nation would outsource all of their, human resources? I mean, in the name of corporate greed, like you said, because they can get cheaper labor elsewhere. That's when the government was supposed to regulate that and say, wait. You have to make sure the X amount of manufacturing is done here in this country. We can't allow you to do, or you can't do business here.
Right.
No, all they have to do is to their, Pavlov dog, populace is go socialism, and then that kills that.
Right.
They have certain buzzwords that they throw out, and the people stop thinking. It's like the Jerry Springer show. You ring the bell, and everybody starts fighting.
Right.
That's true. That's true. That is true.
The African vision. That's what I want. I want to get on that.
What is the African vision?
Because I don't see one.
Who holds the key? Because you know what, though, Brother Holland? Everybody got a vision. Everybody got a vision for the African. I mean, there's so many people out there can tell you which way to go. It's generally behind them. Which way to go. Generally which way to go, and and all of this stuff. And I'm like, that's really hard because we're not this mono group of people. We're so variated. I mean, it's just it's so many variables amongst us, called, for lack of a better word, because some people take issue with being called black. Some people take issue with being called African American. Some people don't want to be Africans. Some people want to be niggas. I mean, we got just so many variables within the group of melanated people that are classified as black that it's kind of hard for us to have a collective vision because we have the differences in religion and, just all these things. When we talk about an African vision, I mean, it's just like, whose is it? Whose vision is the vision? I don't think there is a the vision right now. Everybody has their idea, and like I said, it's generally some people who want you to be behind them and provide them a living. So, I'd be like, forget all of them. I'm just not,
it reminds me of that movie Car Wash with Richard Pryor. He was playing a preacher, and he would say, the song was, "You got to believe in something. Why not believe in me?"
Right.
You know,
right,
it's like these guys, that's their mentality.
Right. Exactly.
But I want to read y'all something. This is a discussion. Well, Scotty Reed had asked me a question on Facebook. And I want to read his question, and I also want to read my answer and get an idea what you guys think about it. Okay. The question was, how does well, first, let me give you the backstory. There's a clip that I put up with Farrakhan talking to some African Muslims. And what he said to them was, why is it that you get around Pakistanis and you want to be Pakistani? You get around Arabs, you want to be Arabs. Why can't you be African?
Right.
That's what Farrakhan said. So Scotty had asked the question, how does religious disputes promote unity in the black community? People are not going to give up Christianity, Islam, Judaism because of critics of those religions. So the question is, are these types of conversations helpful or detrimental to promoting unity amongst black people and nation building? So my answer was, I responded, I said, I think the masses of our people are going to worship what they want to worship because in a proper system, they would be free to do so. When it comes to the architects of the system they are supposed to operate in, and I have in quotes, the system designers, I think it is extremely relevant. Why? Because if we're going to have a system that benefits African people, it should be created on an African paradigm. If not, all we are going to do is replicate a system based on a European paradigm and doom it to failure. One thing I do feel is necessary. We need to stop making religion some sacred cow no one should be able to critique. I said this in my show last week. Would I be committing blasphemy or sacrilege by stating the Bible Christians currently read was not put together by God, but by a group of Greco-Roman Europeans at a Council of Nicaea in 325 A.D.? I can speak about the origins of Islam and Judaism as well and show with facts how none of them are our traditional spiritual systems and all of them foreign interpretations without calling anyone who practices them one single derogatory name. Facts should never be considered an insult or a slight, religious or not. Like in this clip, and I'm referring to the Farrakhan clip, it really isn't religion Farrakhan is speaking about. He is saying if you are going to practice Islam, why do you have to be an Arab? An imitation version of an Arab, I should say. He is speaking about ethnicity and culture. Regardless of what religion we practice, we are still Africans. That is why whenever we come across a foreign system, we take it and make it African. So if we are taking foreign systems and making them African, why not focus on what makes something African and not focus on the thing we are making African? Just my 2 cents, and sorry for being so long-winded, Scotty.
Wow. That made a lot of sense. I mean, that made a whole lot of sense.